Back here for the halftime show on the PAC Sports Network, and we're now joined by Grove City men's basketball junior Mike Christenson. Mike, first off, thanks so much for joining us today. I know your team's been playing well all year long, and after hitting a little bit of a wall recently, it seems that things have been ironed out for you guys after some big wins recently. How would you assess this season as a whole to this point for you and your team?
It's been great. Obviously, we had a great run in December and January, and a couple injuries and people getting sick. We hit a little bit of a bump, but honestly, I think we're going to be better for it. Going through adversity teaches you something, as you're playing, and so I think we're going to come into the playoffs with a lot of hunger, and we're going to be ready to go. So I'm really excited about where we are right now.
Yeah, you mentioned the playoffs, so we'll get into that in a little bit, but hard to believe that we're almost to that time of year right now. But I want to start with your career and kind of walk our way to where you are today. What was it originally about Grove City that drew you to the school, to the program, and wanting to continue your career there?
Yeah, I wanted to go to like a smaller Christian school, have a little bit of a smaller classroom setting, and the academics at Grove City are obviously great, so that was a big selling point as well. And I really wanted to have some quality guys to play basketball with, and I'm happy to say that that's the case. My teammates are great, and I'm really thankful for the fact that I get to share the court with them and share the locker room with them. And Grove City as a whole has a great culture, but especially this team has a great culture. Yeah, and so that was kind of the reasoning behind it, and I've been very thankful for that decision because I think it's one of the best I've ever made.
Well, I know your first season, you saw some action, had a little bit of a role on the team, and that obviously grew as time went on. But for you in that first season, what was the biggest adjustment that you had to make going from the high school game to the college game?
Yeah, usually, the big thing is kind of the physicality and the speed of the game. It's a lot different at the college level, so that's definitely something I had to get used to. Like boxing somebody out is a lot different in college, and you actually got to get ready to like have some pain when that happens. Instead of high school, where it's kind of a lot easier, especially when you're one of the bigger guys on the court, and now you come to college and you're average size basically, or maybe a little smaller. So that's definitely something I had to adjust to. And then speed of the game, like if you're getting trapped, it comes a lot quicker, and you got to be able to make decisions a lot quicker. And even with your moves, like as you get close, after you take one dribble, everybody collapses. Like it's got to be a quick decision in order to execute something well. So that was definitely a big adjustment for me coming from high school.
Well, you definitely built on that first season into your second season last year, had a tremendous year, doubling your points per game average and basically becoming an everyday player. What did you work on in that offseason from that first to second season that you feel really paid off for you last year?
Yeah, definitely. Post game was a big one. I'm a bigger guard, so being able to get the ball in the post as a mismatch was something that I worked on a lot and paid off a lot. A lot of my points last year were just from getting the ball in the post and being able to go to work. So and it gave me something where at any point in the offense or any point in the game, I could get the ball in the post and then get a shot that I practice a lot. And it was a quality shot, high percentage shot. So that really was what helped me go from kind of being a role player, backup player to kind of one of the better players on the team who's consistently able to provide for us.
Well, you've definitely taken that and ran with it. That is soaring all the way this season to 14 points per game, and not to mention number two in the entire nation in free throw percentage. I have to ask, what is the routine? I mean, how do you incorporate free throws into the workout, and how important is it to a part of your game?
Yeah, it's big. I mean, at this point in the season, it's like every time I get fouled, it's like, okay, great, I got 2 points on the board already. So yeah, the routine is. I think I've had the same routine since like middle school. It's just three dribbles, and then I spin the ball in my hand, and I kind of like bounce a little bit, so I get momentum as I shoot it. And yeah, and I have a breathing routine, so I kind of have two breaths out as I shoot it. So the key is to try to keep your mind blank. You just want to keep it all muscle memory. And when you shoot enough free throws at some point, it's like muscle memory is there. So then you just got to, keep your body reminded of what it's like to shoot a free throw. And you kind of just let your shot go. And try not to think about it too much. So yeah, doing that over and over again, you just get into a routine, and once you shoot enough and make enough, especially like in games, the confidence is there as well. So at that point, you just do your routine every single time, you let it go, and it usually goes in.
Obviously, it's been a great year for you and the Wolverines. And before we get you out of here, Mike, I'm curious to hear from you as we approach tournament time, and how important will it be these next few games in helping your team kind of springboard yourselves with some momentum into the tournament and make a run at a title?
Hopefully secure that home playoff spot for the first round. And then after that, it's one game at a time, and anything can happen. Last year, we came to Waynesburg, we beat them at their place, and then went to Geneva and almost won that game at their place. So I think we have a lot of good experience, and I think we also have a lot of confidence, knowing what we did last year and knowing what team we are this year. I think we have a lot of confidence about where we can go.
Well, almost tournament time, my friend. Hard to believe it, but certainly will be exciting to see the rest of the season for you and Grove City. Mike, thanks again so much for stopping by, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks, Jack.
That's Grove City men's basketball junior Mike Christenson. Don't go anywhere, as we'll have more action of today's game coming up next on the PAC Sports Network.